All right. So in this video, now that the zombies are, moving to the player that they find, I want to go ahead and start focusing on the transitions to get the remainder of this general state tree, flow kind of in place. So by default, if the state is successful, we move to attack player. So I want to add a task in here that is simply going to print out a message and have a delay of finished or attacked, so to speak. So let's make a new state tree task. So state tree task, blueprint base, st task underscore, let's do print string. So in here, I want to have a input. So let's add a variable, and this is going to be the string to print. So let's just call it literally string of type string. Give it the category of input, and that's pretty much it. So now we can go to override on the enter state and just grab the string and do a print string. So let's give it a default value of print string. So now back in our attack player state, let's go ahead and add that task of print string. And we need to make it we could make this a parameter. I thought we could enter it in. Let's change it to not be a input because that needs a binding. Let's just remove that, set it back to default, and do instance editable and expose on spawn. So now we have the ability to enter, in whatever we want to print. So I'm just going to do attack player. So when the zombie gets close enough, it is going to hopefully print out attack player up here, like so. So once they're within range, they print out attack player. And as you can see, they cannot get close enough until they are actually within a range. So these guys are still chasing me. So that's something we have to work on in the future, and that's going to be in the form of avoidance. But we'll get there at some point. So we are making our way to attack player, at which point we are transitioning basically back to the root. So we have a slight issue of once we, attack the player, so this guy runs at me, attacks me, you can see he's not really continuing. And that's due to not having any sort of finishing of the state. So if we look over here back at our, our print string, for example, let's go back there and we drag off, we have a finished task and whether or not it, was successful. So we don't want to do this necessarily here, but actually let's do it here. So we're going to use this as an example. So we run our finished task, and what's going to happen is because we are actually finishing it, that tells it that we are ready to transition. So here in our find and move to player, the reason that this goes from this state to attack player with the transition working is because by default, this move to task that is provided to us will succeed or fail when it has reached, well, our player. So if it reaches our player, it has been successful. If it can't reach it and this task fails, then it just goes right back to the root and tries again. So it already implements this finished task for us. So if we press play and wait for us to get hit, we should potentially have some spam, but we get hit and I run away. You can see it is now chasing me again. And then once it hits me, we are back to spamming attack player. That's because we are finishing the task. So instead, what I want to do is just have a simple delay. So let's add a delay task. In this delay task, if we hover over it, simple task to wait indefinitely or for a given time before succeeding. So this delay task will do that same finish task that we just did. So let's add a delay of 1 second. And once it is done, it will return to the root and then start chasing us again. So it prints, waits a second, prints, waits a second, and you can see the cycle. So in our case, we are not necessarily going to be doing it this way. We're instead going to be, having some form of maybe a montage or something being played. And then once it's complete, we can then finish the task or we can look into using state tree events, which is something else to consider here. Now, there is one thing to be aware of in regards to this, and that is finishing the task will basically kind of somewhat cancel out everything below it. So, what I mean by that is let's say we have let's just go back to our print string and finish the task. So, we're going to finish the print string task, and if we add the print string at the top of our find and move to player, what's going to happen is it's going to finish the task kind of preemptively or early, so to speak. So as you can see here, the zombies are not moving. They do just that really quick like jitter to focus, but it's, as you can see, it's just going back and forth between attack and or attack player and print string because it's immediately finishing the task. So we're not running, necessarily the find closest player and move to. We're kind of jumping. I mean, I think we are running them, but we are going beyond them and immediately moving into the attack player, if that makes sense. So as a last little reference, if we do a print string to this find closest player, I'll just do find closest, we should see the result. So I'll wait for one to spawn. There we go. So what's happening is we are running the print string. Let's go to the very top actually, because that printed a lot. Let me just clear it and start over. Okay. So we print the string, which is this right here at the very top. Then we call find closest, which is this task right here, printing that out. And then we immediately jump to attack player. So you can hopefully kind of see where I'm going with this. It's kind of canceling out any task because we're jumping right past it. So we can remove the finished task from the print string and the print from the find closest, and just remove the print task in general from our find and move to player. So hopefully you can kind of see how that all works in regards to finishing the task. It's basically a way to perform the transition kind of immediately. So it's still going to run the other tasks, but they're going to be, if they're set up, more or less kind of canceled, so to speak. But anyhow, I wanted to go ahead and get all that said because, again, this is a tutorial. I'm trying to still teach, and there's not a whole lot of content out there on state trees. And quite frankly, I don't know a whole lot either. But regardless, we are, in a good spot. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon in the description below, where you can also get early access to this entire series.